Kenya's National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich presented a 1.8 trillion shillings budget, which is the highest that the East African nation has seen and about 10% higher than the previous year. Ordinary revenues are the key financier of the budget at 1.2 trillion shillings, with the rest coming from local and foreign borrowing. Now, the biggest winners included education, which was the top gainer at more than 300 billion shillings, while security also featured prominently, receiving slightly below 200 billion shillings. The government has aggressively embarked on infrastructure development in order to reduce the cost of doing business in Kenya, as well as increase its competitiveness. Roads and infrastructure received 141.3 billion shillings, which included 117 billion for new roads. On the losing end, multinationals operating in the country long accused of evading taxes through transfer pricing will come under the spotlight. Measures will be introduced to restrict this practice. Importation of iron and steel will attract a duty of 25% from 10%, which is expected to cushion local industries. The government aims to raise 2.6 billion shillings from this. Consultancy and media services are also a big loser in this year's 1.8 trillion shillings. But what does the man on the street think about this year's budget?
We expected things to go down, especially consumer goods. It's been very tough for common wananchi, really, especially like for the foodstuffs, maize, sugar.
The budget to me is very good, and the cabinet secretary covered a wider field, especially in terms of infrastructure.
So it's great to have a budget of 1.8 trillion, but what I think Kenyans ought to know is the heavy taxation that implies, because that money will have to come from somewhere.
There is the fact that we have to borrow from the domestic market, and that definitely means that there will be Kenyans to be taxed, or we will be competing with them in the commercial banks, and therefore the rates in the banks will definitely go higher. They will not go lower. So with that, inflation definitely expect inflation to go up.
The allocations made seems like they are targeting the general, the long run effects. We are likely to see jobs created. We are likely to see the cost of living brought down dramatically.